This show would not be possible without some Omaha transplants. And the Corey family, they started questioning themselves. And Chris Corey, who is CEO of Arbor Creative, arboromaha.com, what makes you and Jen and your son Alex pick up, what was it, 7 years ago?
Yeah, it's almost to the date, 7 years ago.
And who was throwing the dart at the map of the United States in order to decide where to go?
You know, that would probably be Jen's brother. He moved here probably 7 years before we came out here. And we had just lost Jen's mom and her dad and all that. And so her brother Mike had just had his first daughter, only daughter. And we came out for a visit. And we were here for 2 weeks. And I think just fell in love with the area. And we were walking through his neighborhood, just taking a walk on a nice sunny summer day. And I turned to Jen and said, I could see us moving here. And then she said, yeah, I agree, for the first time ever. And then Alex...
She agreed with you for the first time ever? That's pretty good.
Well, yeah. Well, about where to move, like leaving Washington State. And we were also with our son and our daughter, and Alex was pretty young at the time, and said, yeah, this would be great. And then Jessica, who was just about to graduate high school, was like, well, see you guys. I'm staying in Washington, So,
and she's visited a couple times because I've seen her at your house.
Yep.
So running a business in Omaha, Nebraska, I know you kind of immersed yourselves into the Papillion community and joined a lot of clubs and things like that. How would you compare starting up and running a business, now it's been 7 years, to somewhere like Seattle?
Well, it's almost been 10 years for us in business. We started in 2014, and then moving here 3 years after that. I'll say starting in the Seattle area was a little bit more difficult, a little bit more harder to find traction because there was a lot of video production companies that were small like us doing something similar. So it was kind of hard to stand out, which, once we gain clientele, it was fairly easy to do. But when we realized we were moving out here, we spent about a year and a half checking out neighborhoods, trying to figure out where we're going to move to. And then Jen's brother was friends with NISA at the Sarpy County Chamber of Commerce at the time and helped get us involved there. We joined the chamber, I think, in 2016, so a few months before we moved out here. And when we would come out to visit, we'd go to the chamber events and started to kind of get to know people. But I'll tell you, getting to know people out here was a night and day difference. It was so much easier to become a part of the business community.
And we hear that a lot where, Omaha, people will give you a warm welcome. But if you get a reputation, a bad reputation, that starts to spread just as easily as a good one, like a lot of places. But I always say that Omaha is a wonderful place that you don't get rich overnight, but you get wealthy over a lifetime.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I can totally see that.
So you guys in Omaha, you're well on your way. Go to arboromaha.com and give us kind of an overview of what Arbor Creative does.
Well, we started out doing video production and back in Seattle, and then we started to get into web design and development by necessity because we were following up with clients to see how their videos were doing, and they were like, well, we love the videos, they're great, but we don't know what to do with them. And so we're like, yeah, we need to help our clients figure that out. And so, partnering with some other web companies as well to try to help that, we kind of learned what they were doing, and then we started offering that to our clients. So we've grown into, from video production to web design and development to now marketing, digital marketing, SEO, things like that, kind of by necessity as our clients needed it. And it's been a lot of fun to learn. I kind of have a natural tendency to learn this kind of thing, so it's been great. And our son joining our team has more of a natural tendency for that.
Alex?
So, yeah, Alex. Yeah, he
was born into it. It's a natural, just like a 3-year-old can run the TV.
Well, I'll tell you, he's what he's doing with coding and things like that. I always look and see what he's working on. And I'm like, you're so far ahead of where I'm at. So it's really great to see.
And then you started. We got acquainted because you, for years more, you did work for JeffBeals.com, which
right.
A lot of you know that the big voice guy on the show sitting in the seat usually. Jeff is an international speaker. Does a lot of stuff in the United States as well as, but also travels, and it's sales training. He is really focused on the commercial real estate industry, but he does all types of things. And you help him with a company called Bragbird as well.
Yes, that's right.
And so you started with him. How long ago do we think?
I think we were only here about 3 months before we first met Jeff. That's how fast networking happened for us. And then we started off doing jeffbeals.com with his public speaking site that branched out into Dealmakers, which was his commercial real estate sales training program. And then having a sales background myself, I said to Jeff, I'm like, this needs to be a program that's more mainstream for the broader sales perspective. And the more we talked about it, the more it made sense to kind of partner up. And so Bragbirds has just been a great ride, and a lot of great positive feedback from that.
So like you didn't have enough on your plate running a business and handling, and you can see a lot of their clients on arboromaha.com. You took it upon yourself when we wanted to up our game on restaurant reviews a few months ago. You kind of just started doing it, and you also have movie reviews, but the restaurant reviews, they're both great, and people can see them on growomaha.com. You have a knack, and anybody that's fortunate enough to at your house or anywhere else, if you and Jen are doing the cooking, it's going to be a good meal. So to say you're foodies, you're definitely gourmets, to say the least, and give us a take on the restaurant reviews.
No, that happened kind of happenstance. Sarah had moved on, and Jeff told me that her last review was coming out, and I had already talked to Jeff because of the Grow Omaha expansion. I had already talked to him about possibly doing movie reviews just because it seems like it might make sense. And the more we talked, it seemed like, hey, you know what? Why don't I try to fill in? I'll do a couple restaurant reviews and see how it goes. And I mean, I love writing about movies, but I love food too. So it's just kind of natural to write about food. So it looks like I'm going to be your food critic for a while. So.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure a long time. And Allmake stepped up. They were sponsoring another part of the newsletter, and then they read your reviews. And I know Amy Zetzman and Jeff Kavich are Jeff's classically trained at Metro, the Culinary Institute, and Amy's been a gourmet chef forever.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.